Okay, hello stream. I fucking I replayed the game last night and I streamed it and I forgot to stream the screen. So basically I completed the game in like 5 hours and I've got an evil path now. Making sure I definitely got the save. Yeah, I do. I wanna be Torrent.
You've acquired a full royal suit, which I have displayed in the place of honor. Which reminds me, I have to find somewhere else to store my spare apron.
That is splendid.
Oh, I'm allowed to do the houses.
He seems
All stand to attention for the Queen of Albion.
Let's go kill some people.
Logan, former King of Albion, you stand accused today of crimes against the kingdom and its people. Those who brought you to justice will now speak.
There's not a soul alive in the kingdom who hasn't suffered for his glory, and plenty who've died for it. I says, let him have some death of his own.
Look, I'm not one for lopping people's heads off, but we saw Major Swift executed like it was a bloody circus act. He deserves nothing less as far as I'm concerned.
But aren't we better than that? Isn't that why we fought to be here now? I've seen what Logan has done to this city. People starving to death, children forced to work. But killing him now won't solve anything.
It is not my place to decide his fate, but his betrayal condemned many of my people to death. He promised us salvation, and then left us to face the darkness alone.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed. The day I returned to Albion, I received a visit from a blind seer, Teresa, our father's guide. She showed me the future of this kingdom. The darkness in Aurora is coming here, bringing death, destruction, the end of our way of life. The sacrifices I had to make, I did them to protect Albion. If a few had to suffer, it was to build an army. If a few had to die, it was to save a country. I have spent years preparing for this attack. Let me stand by your side now, and all my soldiers will be yours to command. Let us face the coming darkness, together.
This is true. If it's really coming here, we are all in grave danger.
You have the power over life and death, sister. Now choose.
The people are...
This is not the time for revenge. We need your help, Logan.
The Queen has made her decision. Logan's life will be spared.
I know you will never forgive me for the things I've done. You told me so once, remember?
Of course I do.
But what matters now is that we defend our land. The castle is yours, and so is the throne. I'm glad to be rid of them.
I was gonna do the bad one, but I need as many people as I can now. I killed that guy at
You
the
have
start.
fulfilled the first part of your destiny.
I need one
You were
guy's
little more
army.
than a child when you left the castle. You have become a hero, a leader, and now, finally, a monarch. But your journey is not yet done. Now you are queen, you can know the truth. Albion will soon be attacked, and the threat could not be greater.
Shit, I'm becoming good.
Darkness is coming to our land. It cannot be reasoned with, it cannot be halted. The ruler of Albion is all that stands between the world we inhabit and that darkness. That is why you had to take your brother's place. The course of history demands it. If you do not succeed, everything we know will come to an end.
Why didn't you tell me all this at the start? It was never about Logan, was it?
I told you what you needed to know, and I never spoke anything but the truth. With Logan on the throne, Albion would have been doomed. This much I know. Only with a hero wearing the crown do we stand a chance of survival.
Yeah, on this one I killed
how do
the
I stop
fucking
You
bandit
won't.
guy.
Its arrival is inevitable. 1 year from now, the darkness will fall upon Albion. All you can do is prepare, and hope to save as many of your people as you can. How you do so is up to you. 2 paths lie ahead. You may keep the promises you have made and be known as a benevolent ruler. But understand that doing so will leave little to spend on the kingdom's protection and may lead you to disaster. It is not easy to be popular and keep the treasury full, unless you are willing to sacrifice your personal wealth. But you may also choose to break those promises, to harm your people in order to save them. You will not lack the means to build the army you need, but you will be hated. This path will cast you in the role of a tyrant, as it did your brother. You have 1 year to do what Logan could not. Be the ruler that readies Albion for the greatest threat it has ever faced, and be the hero that can stand against it.
Okay. We actually do have to prepare to do this properly now. I don't know. I'm gonna try and keep as many promises as I can, but I'm gonna try and be evil at the same time. Because right now I'm in between the middle again. Yeah, there should be a pipe or a flute one over here. Yeah, level 5 flute. Oh, yeah, a lot of points, but I mean, move on. Before I go back as well, I need to check on the city.
Hello.
So I'm not getting any tax from them. An underground city, like in the first playthrough.
Your Majesty, I'm not sure what to say after receiving such news. The darkness that is coming. People won't understand what it means. Nobody could, without living through it first. We need to prepare.
That's true.
If we can't stop the attack from happening, we have to be ready when it comes. Having Logan's troops on our side is a good start. But you will need to raise a fortune to pay for the army we'll need. Hobson will show you the treasury, and I'm sure he can explain just how to fill it.
Indeed I can.
Then I will leave you to it. Ben and I will begin recruiting and training soldiers at once.
If you will follow me, Your Majesty. Oh, how I have looked forward to this moment.
Let's go, Hobson.
This is it. Albion's royal treasury. The store of the kingdom's total wealth.
Yeah, I got a plan.
It's, well, not as replete as one would like, but just
Take
imagine
all that
this
out
room
of my house.
shimmering with hills, valleys, and plateaus of gold. A topography of riches going all the way up to the ceiling. It will require nothing less to build this army everyone is talking about. Which brings us to the second item on today's agenda, and one I'm personally very excited about. Setting the tax rate for the coming year. As you probably know, your brother was taxing the people rather heavily, and some say that this has led to poverty, starvation, and other societal ills. You have 3 clear choices, Your Majesty. 1, lower the tax rate, which one could argue would help the poor and the hungry, but would also leave the treasury in a miserable state. 2, maintain Logan's policies. Not a popular move with the people, but moderately popular with the treasury. And 3, and don't let my enthusiasm influence you in any way, raise the taxes even further. Very well, Your Majesty. A prudent choice. Why upset the status quo? The time for revolution has passed, and people are used to the current rate of poverty and starvation. Those who survive will thank you in the end. But you will still need to raise a lot more gold by other means. Unless you're willing to donate some of your own money to the treasury. Oh, I'm sorry. I do like a little joke now and then. However you decide to proceed, you should acquaint yourself with the Royal Ledger. It is a logbook that allows the reigning monarch to make deposits and withdrawals from the treasury. A most useful financial tool. But my, look at the time. You really ought to attend to the next item on today's agenda. Reva has a most intriguing proposal for you in Bowerstone Industrial. Now, I know you have had your differences, but it is time to put those behind you and work together. Nobody can raise money like Reva can, I assure you. I have seen to it that your appearance among the populace is well publicized, so expect a crowd.
Biggest move I can do right now is trying to get all these little trampy houses here and rent them out. Every time I will be getting decent car. Okay. All my houses down there are destroyed, that's why not. I repaired everything. There we go. serious.
Don't tempt.
Oh, happy day! Her Majesty the Queen of Albion graces us with her radiant presence. I knew last time we met that you would emerge victorious from such public sibling rivalry. And now, here I am, to assist you in filling your coffers till they are fit to burst. What better way to begin your reign than by reinstating one of my most successful policies? There is no greater waste than the idleness of our city's youth. But my employment scheme guarantees children of all ages will have something to occupy them, whilst ensuring our factories are properly manned.
It's just monstrous. Don't listen to him. You promised you would end child labor. Remember that promise now.
And what would you have us do with the snotty little indigents?
The only way Bowerstone is going to climb out of the gutter is through education. Nothing is more important to our future than that. Turn this factory into a school. Give the children of this city the chance they never had.
A school? Well, that's an original thought. Well, if you...
The factory will be reopened as it was. We need all the workers we can get.
A most astute choice, Your Majesty. I shall begin the necessary modifications at once.
I will never forgive you for this. After all we've done, you're no different to Logan.
That's the first promise, bro.
Welcome to the reopening of Reaver Industries Youth Center, where we care for your young 20 hours a day, teach them valuable skills, and ensure they never, ever get into trouble.
Work harder, you lazy good-for-nothings!
Why are you so nasty?
I've never known the economy to be doing so well. I've put the prices right up.
Rubbish!
Oh no, I didn't mean to go here.
Ah, hello.
You gave me quite a scare there. Get out of here!
All stand to attention for the Queen of Albion. Today, you will decide what is to be done with the Bowerstone Old Quarter, site of the Battle for Albion. Paige will offer her proposals. Reaver shall stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, our victory came at a great cost to the city. You have done little to improve the lives of your citizens since you came to power. But it's not too late to start. I ask that the old quarter be rebuilt, and its former residents rehomed. You wouldn't just be helping those in great need. You'd be sending a message to your people. They're scared, Your Majesty. Let them know they can count on you.
Your Majesty, the Old Quarter was indeed devastated by your glorious triumph, but as its name subtly implies, it was old. The cost of rebuilding the area would be a colossal waste of money, and the people who called its decrepit shambles of streets and houses their home are better off without it. Besides, one must question what they have to offer our society. Why build homes for the inept and the unskilled? I recommend you reject Page's proposal and keep the money for more deserving endeavors.
It was our actions that caused the devastation, Your Majesty. But the final decision rests with you.
Now is not the time to build houses. We have other priorities. The request is denied.
The Queen has reached her decision. The Old Quarter shall become a monument to our victory, and is to be left untouched.
Sanity prevails. And do not fret. I shall make sure there is no negative publicity attached to your decision.
You have turned your back on those who need you the most. I wonder if anything has really changed since we overthrew your brother.
Oh, I kind of want to go back. No.
Despite the...
Oh, my game actually just crashed as well. So it's time to go back then. You guys can see again. I want to see what the new houses look like.
No!
Give me more money.
No! Monarchy is a working, I tell you.
All stand to attention for Today, you will decide what is to be done with the Bowerstone Old Quarter, site of the battle for Albion. Paige will offer her proposal. Reva shall stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, our victory came at a great cost to the city. You have done little to improve the lives of your citizens.
We destroyed the Old Quarter. It's only right we rebuild it.
The Queen has reached her decision. The Old Quarter shall be rebuilt, and its former residents will have their homes returned.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This will be a very popular move.
I suppose there may be something to be gained by rebuilding part of the city. It shows our sense of industry has not yet been dampened. Very well, Your Majesty. Despite the current climate of fear and great national need, Reva Industries has once again struck a blow for the honest man on the street. The sad sight of the decayed and war-torn Old Quarter is no more. We are proud to present the new Old Quarter.
Our money's not looking too good.
It breaks one's heart to see the treasury so empty. If we don't do something about it, we will all die. and I have some very definitive retirement plans. As a matter of fact, our very first order of business might have a bearing on our financial situation. The time has come to decide the annual town guard budget. As you can imagine, the people like to complain about crime and the lack of safety on our streets and are calling for more guards than your brother was ever willing to pay for. You have 3 choices, Your Majesty. Leave the budget as it is. After all, the people have grown accustomed to murder, theft, and contraband. Increase the budget and fill the streets with soldiers keeping the peace. A rather costly solution. Or take a more considered approach by lowering the budget. For what is the point of a safe, well-policed kingdom when it is too poor to protect itself from... The people will be delighted, Your Majesty. But will they thank you when they are dead? Not unless they are turned into some sort of awful zombie creatures. That isn't what is going to happen, is it? Anyway, this will leave a sizable gap in the treasury. Unless you can cover the expenses out of your own pocket, I'm afraid we shall be in dire straits indeed. Let us now turn our attention to the rest of today's business. Here is the royal schedule I have prepared. As you can see, you have a busy day in the court, but a tremendously enjoyable one. Decoration is a passion of mine, and I simply cannot wait to see your choice. The interior designers await you in the throne room.
I'm gonna go with the evil dad.
At your command?
A reliable way to gather a few followers is by simply interacting with people. Try it. I'm sure you'll make an impression.
All stand to attention. Today you decide on the decor of the castle. 2 of Albion's greatest interior designers have come to present their suggestions.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, I am Herman Worthy, and I have a design in mind that will blow your...
I wish this to be a fortress of dread.
The readers of Castle Design Weekly will be delighted with your intelligent choice.
Well, I, for one, am seriously considering cancelling my subscription. You're all witches!
Today you decide on the future of Aurora.
We're gonna have to do this one. I need that.
Kaelin will speak for her people. Reva will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
I am here to seek the protection you promised. It is too long since my people felt safe.
I will keep my promise. Aurora will become part of Albion, and its people will be our equals in every way.
The Queen has spoken. Aurora shall be rebuilt as part of Albion, and equal to every other part of the kingdom.
Thank you, Majesty. You have proven to be a woman of honor. Aurora is proud to stand at your side.
Welcome to the new and improved Aurora, an oasis of friendship, camaraderie, and many other lovely things. Visit the city that Reva Industries rebuilt from sand, stone, and corpses. Enjoy the sunshine, the odd local customs, and the heavy soldier presence. Aurora, a light blooming in the darkness.
A most brave decision in court today, Your Majesty. Aurora might have proven to be a rather profitable resource, but I'm sure we can find other means of filling the treasury. As a matter of fact, we could already have stumbled upon such an opportunity. Aurora may not turn out to be a waste after all. It seems that a group of Albion explorers visiting Aurora have discovered a rare diamond in the desert. They heard the legend of this extraordinary gem from the locals, and understandably set out to find it, without a moment's regard for their own lives. Which may go some way to explaining why only one of the explorers returned in one piece. He came back empty-handed, speaking of the hideous desert beings protecting the treasure. Think of the glory, Your Majesty, the adventure, the romance, the large sums of money we stand to make. The diamond is located in one of the caves beneath the Auroran wasteland, reportedly the site of an ancient abandoned temple. You need only to take it.
That's still evil.
Ah, hello.
See a little bit of red on my hammer. Hard to see with
Now
this.
here is where you can fine-tune the more esoteric aspects of your adventuring experience. Any other business to attend to?
Well, I make sure I definitely got quick save to this point.
At your orders, Mom. I'm at your command.
Hello. Congratulations, you've made a friend. In addition to being jolly good company, friends can give each other gifts and even discounts at shops that they own.
Mighty one.
We see. We're getting this fight.
A pleasure to see you, Your Majesty.
Yeah, find the evil. I look completely different to a good game. Like good path gameplay though. I don't look good at all. Look like a pleb.
Welcome to the sanctuary.
Weird. Like any of these houses, you know, built the place. This weapon is fucking broken.
Welcome to the Sanctuary.
Ah, Your Majesty. Hello to you, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, hello. Go on.
Any other business to attend to?
I'm fucking.
Oh my! Hail and well met, your most gracious...
Everything
Your
all right,
Majesty?
Your Majesty?
Majesty?
It's more beautiful than I dared to imagine. And heavy, too. Our experts estimate it's worth a small fortune. Of course, now the question becomes, what do you wish to do with this fine stone? Shall I deposit the money from the sale into the treasury? As you wish. Far be it from me to frown upon a little indiscretion. How many lives would it have saved anyway? Who can say?
Get this going there.
The treasury is looking rather sickly, wouldn't you agree? We must always be wary of unnecessary expenditures and watch out for possible avenues of profit. With that in mind, I would like to discuss the thorny issue of child benefits, which were abolished under your brother's rule. There are vocal elements within the community who are clamoring for us to bring it back. In the interests of the Treasury and of the long-term welfare of the people, I have a counter-proposal. It's somewhat radical, but rather brilliant, if you don't mind me saying. We charge people for every child they have. This would keep the population low, but more importantly, the treasury high. Is it really fair to bring new life into such an uncertain world? And won't that gold go to help the children who have already been born? Of course, you may also choose to keep Logan's policies. The matter is entirely in your hands. Very good, Your Majesty. Why change things when they are going so well? Perhaps Logan was right in following this course of action. Shall we proceed with the rest of your appointments? Here is the royal agenda for the day. As you can see, you have 2 audiences in the throne room to begin. I've heard rumors that Reaver's latest proposals are both scandalous and delicious. It should be most entertaining.
Ah, hello.
We got a big chunk.
Whatever happened to that married couple in Brightfall? Do they still need help with their relationship?
At your orders, Mom.
At your command.
Hello.
All stand for the Queen.
Your Majesty.
This hearing concerns the future of the Bowerstone Shelter and Orphanage. Paige will speak for the disenfranchised people of the city. Reva will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, the shelter has long been the only refuge for the homeless, the poor, and the orphaned. And until we can change the whole world for the better, it will continue.
It is time Bowerstone had its first whorehouse.
The shelter shall become a brothel.
Excellent, Your Majesty. I will see to it immediately. And I mean immediately.
This is exploitation, Your Majesty. Your people won't be pleased.
Does your heart have a sizable hole that can be filled only with love? Do your pockets jingle with leftover gold? Then Reva Industries is pleased to present the House of Requited Affection, where money really does guarantee happiness.
Today, you will deal with a pressing environmental issue. The disposal of the city's waste. Reva will offer his proposal. A member of the Morningwood community will stand against him.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, I'm sure you will have noticed a certain aroma permeating the city of late, even more nauseating than usual. I fear it is not merely the stench of the underprivileged. Bowerstone is beginning to have a serious waste disposal issue. We require an inexpensive and efficient solution, and I believe I have hit upon one. Now, currently, part of our waste is being disposed of in the Morningwood Marsh. With very little effort, Reva Industries could redirect all of the Bowerstone sewer system to flow directly into that region. As you know, it's a desolate place with no financial or cultural value to the kingdom. There can be little discussion as to the logic of this decision.
Hang on. This isn't right. Not right at all. We're all children of the soil. It's in our hearts. It's in our blood. It's under our fingernails. What I mean is, we're all equal when it comes to dirt, like. From dirt we come to dirt we go, yes? We who reside in Morningwood have as good a claim to being clean as anyone. And what of Morningwood itself? Its nature spirits, its woodland elves, and water fairies. Do they not deserve freedom from pollution too? Don't destroy paradise with your urban dregs, man. Channel the waste. Be one.
Morningwood is to be left unspoiled. We will find other ways to deal with Bowerstone's sewage problem.
The Queen has spoken. Morningwood shall not be used as a waste site. The Sanitation Committee will look into safer alternatives.
Groovy. You are like a majestuous eagle, Your Majesty. You are in touch with your inner innards. Granny Nature thanks you from, like, the bottom of her heart.
A pity. I must admit I was rather looking forward to breathing fresh air, but I'm sure Your Majesty knows best. There is nothing as important as the health and hygiene of our citizens. As such, Reva Industries is delighted to announce the opening of the Bowerstone Sewage Recycling Facility, because there can be no affluence without effluence.
The day is almost over, Your Majesty. Only one more appointment left. Paige has requested a meeting in the old rebel headquarters. How very cloak and dagger. I wonder what she wants.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Well.
Madam?
Always a joy to see you.
If you don't help me, who will?
Hey there, Your Majesty.
Ah, it's our mighty queen.
It's not every day a queen walks into the rebel headquarters. Good. Kid went undercover with a gang of robbers and found out their plans. They're going to strike the tavern in Bowerstone Market. If you get there in time, you can stop the raid. And at least one of those thugs must know where Ferret is holed up.
Darling, I'm so glad you've come. I spoke to Linda. She said she...
If you cooperate, you won't get hurt. But if you give us any trouble, we'll kill you. Now, just so you know we mean business, I'd like one of you to give us trouble, so we can kill him as an example to the rest. Who's it gonna be then? Oh look, we have a volunteer. The Queen, no less. Have at her, fellas. I love killing rich folk like you. It's so rewarding.
Watch out! She's one of those spellcasters! Set me on fire! That's it! Rather you than It is no longer advantageous for any of us to frequent the hideout in Industrial. Presently, I shall inaugurate a new centre of operations in Bowerstone Market. You've been...
Long live the Queen! I wouldn't want to step inside.
Oh, wow!
Greetings, my lady.
Majesty?
Hello there.
Madam.
My lady.
My lady.
At your service.
Renting out a house you own is a fantastic way to make money. Real estate is always in demand.
again. It does tend to obviate the entire objective of maintaining a secret hideout if your enemies can simply infiltrate whenever they've the inclination. Lads, perform the specific services for which I employ you. Expeditiously.
Huh?
Killer! Fast!
Come on, lads, we can win this one! Hey, it's not nice to play with guns.
Just a thought, mate. Why don't you try avoiding her attack? Pass! We're taking a bit hasty here, lads!
That's sorcery, it is.
I can't live one more day in this cell.
Told you to keep the door. Oi! You keep shooting at me. Someone...
I believe I can state with relative confidence that your efforts are in vain. Even should it transpire that you vanquish my associates, this door is completely impenetrable. In addition to which, this cell contains a secret egress through which I may abscond whenever I desire. Meanwhile, my compatriots shall brutalize your person.
I'm bored already.
You haven't lost your touch. I'm surprised his men were foolish enough to fight you.
Now, truth be told, my superlative intellect notwithstanding, it would appear this is not, in fact, the specific cell I so confidently referenced earlier. The one with the secret exit has 2 beds. All right, you have prevailed, Your Majesty. I concede. However, I entreat you to entertain a certain proposal.
You have nothing to offer, Ferret. It's over.
That pronouncement is objectively devoid of merit. I happen to have on my person a substantial quantity of currency. Let me go free, and the money is yours.
As far as I'm concerned, you can stay in there and rot.
Good of you to demonstrate such compassion. I shan't be so ill-mannered as to outstay my welcome. Farewell!
You have made great strides, Your Majesty. Witness the glory of your treasury. Don't you just want to go swimming in all that gold? But the kingdom demands your attention once more. The time has come to make a decision on Albion's drinking laws. Under Logan's rule, our citizens are restricted in the amount of alcohol they can purchase per day. As you can imagine, this has... The residents of Millfields will be most pleased. They will find it money well spent, and I find it money well received. Let us move on to other matters, Your Majesty. You have a busy day in the throne room ahead. Samuel, the head of the Brightwall Academy, is ready to plead his case. I sincerely hope he isn't after a handout, though I'm sure Master Reaver will be the voice of reason, as always.
At your command.
Is all
My
well,
lady?
my lady?
Everything all right?
All stand for the Queen.
Sentenced to death at these things. That'd be exciting.
Today you decide on the status of the Brightwall Academy, Your Majesty. Samuel will speak for the town and its scholars. Reaver will dispute his cause.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, it was...
The Brightwall Academy will be open to all who wish to learn.
The Brightwall Academy shall be reopened, and Albion will once again have a free center of learning.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. This is the start of a new day for us all.
Very well. I will make the arrangements at once. Stimulate your intellect in the newly reopened Brightwall Academy. Suckle the knowledge from the land's greatest minds and avail yourself of the best library ever assembled. Everyone, from the most impoverished genius to the wealthiest idiot, is welcome. Brightwall Academy. Whatever you earn, it's the place to learn.
The court summons Page and Reaver. The matter before you today is the future of Bower Lake. Reaver will offer his proposal. Page will stand against him.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, a recent survey of Bower Lake has found that the waterbed is rich in valuable metals. Now, as amusing as it would be to make workers hold their breath as they mine these resources, I fear it would be impractical. Instead, we have no choice but to dam the river and drain the lake of all water. Once that is done, we will have a ready-made quarry, ripe for the plucking. It will be a pity to disfigure the landscape so close to my former home, but it is a sensible course of action in light of our current needs.
Bower Lake is the last piece of natural beauty remaining in Bowerstone. It belongs to our history and should be protected. Don't take it away from us. You'll be taking away part of this city's soul with it.
Oh, really?
You may not have improved the people's lives inside this city, But are you also going to destroy the one place they can find peace?
The decision is yours to make, Your Majesty.
We need the resources in Bower Lake. It will become a quarry.
The Queen has ruled. Bower Lake shall be drained and mined for resources.
I applaud your enterprising spirit. The lake shall be drained at once.
I fought for you, but you've turned your back on your people, Majesty.
Behold the ugliness of nature, so miserly in its gifts, its very lakeness, an affront to all good sense. Now, see it transformed into an exquisite monument to human ingenuity. Soil and rock offering up life and hope to thousands. How can one fail to be moved by such generosity? Reaver Industries proudly presents the Bower Pits.
I trust the court was not too dull today. In any case, I'm confident your final task will be most enjoyable. A loyal and wealthy member of our community has offered to make a sizable donation to our treasury. Her only request is that you go to Millfields to make the collection in person. A perfect chance to stretch your legs, Your Majesty.
Ah, hello. That could have gone better. That person now hates you, but no matter. Hate has its upside. A person who can't stand to be around you will sometimes offer gifts, some might say bribes, to leave them alone.
Look, I know where the kid is. He fled into the woods.
Madam, I understand you want to recover what you've lost. It would be suicide to enter them without combat experience, or training, or skill.
I don't want to enter them. I want
Give it
you
up,
to.
or we'll lay you out. I was talking about me.
Oh, just forget it.
Throne's gonna be cold tomorrow without
Your
your
Majesty,
ass pressing
it's
on it.
such an honor to have you here. If only fate hadn't conspired to make you look like a fool. Beware the woods, Majesty. The soldiers may be superstitious, but there's no denying dangerous
Sharpshooter,
beasts
that's
lurk
me.
within. Good luck. I know you will succeed.
Bet that leaves a bruise.
Any other business to attend to?
Looking for the statue, Your Majesty? Follow the White Balverine.
Right, you monster. Prepare to meet your... Oh, I'm so sorry. For a moment there, I thought you were a Balverine. Damn things are always trying to get through our defenses. We burn silver nitrate in those lamps to keep them out. Kills them pretty quick if they hang around for too long. If a lamp goes out, well, I don't like to think what might happen then. One went out just recently, but we got it lit again fast. The man responsible, this bloke Connor, got punished. Severely. Before he disappears into the forest, he tells us there's gonna be a reckoning. He's probably in 25 different stomachs right now. That's my reckoning. You can come on out, everyone. It's safe.
No! Boo!
Your Majesty, I've been expecting you. Been through the village, have you? Charming hamlet. It's full of warm, wonderful people who'll give you the shirt off their back and condemn you to death for one simple mistake. Anyone can fall asleep on watch. You exile him into this forest and call it justice. But enough about that. You're here for that statue. It's quite a remarkable thing. It did everything the legend said it would. And now I don't need it anymore. It's funny how things change. So if you want to take it back to that prig in Millfields, it's yours. Nearly free of charge. All I ask is a small favor. Destroy those silver nitrate lanterns. Then the village will get a taste of justice. The choice is yours. And it's a simple one. How simple? If you decline, my brothers will kill you. Ah, well. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Still, your choice won't save the village. Now that I'm the leader of the pack, we've got some brains to go with our brawn. We'll lose a few of the weaker members, but we'll deal with those lanterns on our own. In the meantime, killing you will be a good way to, shall we say, get the blood flowing.
stronger than I imagined.
Your Majesty, but not strong enough. Prepare yourself for death.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You saved us from certain destruction. We're in your debt. You'll always be welcome here, should you wish to return. Connor had this on him. It looks like a Belverine. It's yours if you want it.
Never much liked anyone in government before, but you're all...
Ah, hello.
My queen?
You're back. Did you find the thief? You found it? Oh, I can bear...
And who could begrudge you such a trinket? Did you not risk your life to recover it? I will make sure it fetches a good price, Majesty. With the fatidic attack not far away now, it is most encouraging to see the Treasury doing so well. It makes one feel safer. I have taken to sleeping beneath the gold, actually. As for today's first order of business, you may have heard about the dire situation the kingdom's economy finds itself in. Logan's policies always kept our cities on the edge of bankruptcy, and the panic caused by the fast-approaching darkness has only exacerbated the situation. I'm afraid the only way to stop this slide into ruin is to bail out Bowerstone's financial institutions. The people are looking at you to save them from economic disaster. But remember that doing so... You are such a giving, magnanimous person. Very well, I will make the arrangements. Life will be easier for your subjects for a while, but the Treasury will not easily recover. I only hope we haven't thrown away our chances of survival. Of course, you could always replenish our gold supplies by donating from your personal funds. Shall we proceed with today's agenda? Kalin, the representative for the Auroran people, has requested an audience with you. The court awaits in the throne room.
I did the wrong thing. I forgot.
With the fatidic attack not far away now, it is most encouraging to see the Treasury doing so well. It makes one feel safer. I have taken to sleeping beneath the gold, actually. As for today's first order of business, you may have heard about the dire situation the kingdom's economy finds itself in. Logan's policies always kept our cities on the edge of bankruptcy, and the panic caused by the fast-approaching darkness has only exacerbated the situation. I'm afraid the only way to stop this slide into ruin is to bail out Bowerstone's financial institutions. The people are looking at you to save them from economic disaster. But remember that doing so may condemn them to a much darker and bloodier fate. What shall we do, Your Majesty?
Oh, I am going to do that.
You are such a giving, magnanimous person. Very well, I will make the arrangements. Life will be easier for your subjects for a while, but the Treasury will not easily recover. I only hope we haven't thrown away our chances of survival. Of course, you could always replenish our gold supplies by donating from your personal funds. Shall we proceed with today's agenda? Kalin, the representative for the Auroran people, has requested an audience with you. The court awaits in the throne room.
I'm at your command. At your command.
Madam? You were looking well.
Her Majesty, the Queen of Albion. Today you must decide how much protection to grant Aurora. Kalin will offer her proposal. Riva will stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, as you know, the threat from the deserts that surrounds my city has not diminished.
An outpost would be a waste of resources. Aurora's safe enough for now.
The Queen's decision is final. The military presence on the streets of Aurora is deemed sufficient for the protection of its citizens.
It is heartening to see reason prevail. Bravo, Your Majesty, bravo!
We saved your life once. Now you condemn us to death? Is that your idea of fair requital?
Bring forth Sabine of the Mistpeak Dwellers. Today, you decide on the fate of Mistpeak, home of the Dwellers, Your Majesty. Sabine will speak for his people and their land. Riva will dispute his cause.
You may speak.
I come here seeking nothing but what was promised me and my people.
I will keep my promise to the Dwellers. The Mistpeak Mountains shall be restored.
Mistpeak shall become a protected region, and the Dwellers shall be granted authority over its forests and resources.
You are true to your word and your honor. The Dwellers will stand by you till the end.
The forests of Mistpeak are our greatest national treasure, and now, thanks to Riva Industries, they have returned to their past splendor. Dwellers, birds, and bunnies are free to roam, laugh, and kill each other as nature intended. Who needs all that lumber anyway?
Ah, utter crap! Boo! Ah!
It is time, Your Majesty, to meet fate with steely resolve and commission Albion's army. We will use the funds we have to establish the best possible defense. Before I can commit those funds, however, I require your signature on a contract stating your awareness of the projected number of civilian casualties. Strictly a formality, of course, though should the number alarm you, you may wish to donate as much gold to the treasury as possible before you sign. Very good. If you could just sign on the dotted line, please. Ah, having second thoughts. Perfectly understandable. There is no rush, Your Majesty.
Ah, hello. Any other business to attend to? Welcome to the Sanctuary. Hello.
And we're gonna try and do some quests. Wait for gold to go back up.
Please, my sweet. Please, I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you.
I've heard that before. And the first few times you disappointed me, your clumsiness was sort of adorable in its way. But it's got a bit tired, hasn't it?
My darling, please don't. I'm sorry. Please, let's not argue. It's so awful.
Awfully boring, you mean? Perhaps if you ever won, it would be more interesting.
Oh, when I married my husband, he'll do it. Oh, this is the first good thing that's happened to me in years. He's inside. You can start there.
What is it now? Don't tell me you want to talk about things. Oh, sorry. I thought you were my wife. Hmm? Don't know how I could have confused someone like you for someone like her. So, what can I do for you? My... Well, beautiful, you're quite a bit of fun, aren't you? Much more diverting than that wife of mine. You know, she spends all her time reading or gardening. So dull. I can't remember the last time she did something thrilling for me. Like buy me a ruby. I adore rubies, by the way. Look at that. You spared no expense. Thank you. I love it. You're so...
And...
What? What?
Win and you and cross and down.
This takes me back. Whee! So, what's on your mind, sweetheart?
Who's a lovely boy? Yeah. Just that.
It's been lovely spending time with you. And it was exciting at first, flirting in my wife's house. But aren't you a bit bored? We should go somewhere. How about Brightwall Bridge? All right, darling, if you like.
You are such a splendid...
Ma'am? Madam? Ah,
it's the great ruler.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Your hand is like a vice of steel, my love. Impressive. Lovely view here, isn't it? And you don't ruin it with a lot of talk. You just stand there and look irresistible. Wow. You've done that before, I should think. That, or you have amazing instincts. I have to tell you, I've been with Wilma so long, I forgot how incredible it can feel to be with someone exciting. I want more. What do you say? We make a go of this? I'll leave Wilma, and you and I can be together. Of course, if we're going to get married, we'll need a ring. We could split the cost, but that'd be awkward, using Wilma's money like that. That's not how we want to start.
Go away, will ya?
The Queen! Wow!
Wouldn't it be better if you left? Would you mind leaving, please?
Hi, Big Shot.
That's
As
it.
Daddy says,
I'm getting the
the big
guards.
cheese!
Guards!
Look,
Trespasser!
Stop! I'm sorry.
I have to forgive you,
Trespasser.
don't I?
Guards!
Ow! So, where are you taking me then? So, this is it?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all
wow!
How are you, Your Majesty? Your Majesty?
Oh, the Queen! Wait
I
till
sell
come
bright
back.
walls
Ah,
best.
it's
Good
the
to
great
see
ruler.
you, Your Majesty.
Hello.
Oh my! It's the... Why,
That's
hello,
really
Your Majesty.
quite nice.
Go on!
All right!
They're replanting the Mystic Forest. Isn't that wonderful?
Yay!
Well, aren't you a member of the oppressive upper classes? All right, yeah!
Yeah!
Hooray!
Wow.
Yeah, nice! Spend your way to happiness in my shop. Whatever you
Oh, enjoy. I hope it brings you great happiness. Oh, you've bought a fine item. The pawnbroker told me no one...
You're my favorite customer. Finest products in... You won't regret spending so much gold.
Business has never been better. I can hardly believe it. At your orders, Mom.
I can't How good to see you, madam.
Whoa!
Oh, it's our
Hello there,
mighty
Your
queen.
Majesty.
This shop is owned by an adventurer, you know. That
Lady.
means it's extra special.
You've got a ring, you've got a house. You're going to be very hard to resist, aren't you? Go ahead and ask, and let's see how strong my resistance is.
Will you marry me?
Yeah! Now I just have to divorce Wilma. Oh, I wish I'd met you 5 years ago. Would have spared myself a lot of crushing boredom.
Don't
You
go
should hungry.
spend your
Try
money
our
here.
packed lunches.
Then I can have it.
I could give you a hairstyle just like mine.
Wow, it's the Queen! Queen, wait till I come up about this.
That's crap, that is.
I've got news for you, Wilma. You're not going to like it, and let me tell you, that breaks my heart. Truly. I've decided we're not right for each other. More specifically, you're not right for me. So, here are the divorce papers. You may consider yourself an ex-wife.
Vincent, I don't know what to say. Other than, thank you. Thank you for doing just what I knew you would.
What? You planned this all along?
Sorry to say. I'll file these with the city clerk first thing tomorrow morning, and then we are officially history. Thanks again.
Well, my enterprising love. Aren't you a piece of work? You make a deal with a housewife to split up her marriage and leave her husband penniless. Rather underhanded, I would say. I wonder, just how despicable are you willing to be? Because if I think this through logically, if she never makes it to that office, the divorce never happens. And then instead of marrying a hot-blooded divorcee, you'd be landing yourself a very wealthy widower.
What? You can't mean... You'd kill me?
Well, technically, she'd kill you. I'm sorry, Wilma, but it is a lot of money. You haven't left me much of a choice.
Don't listen to him. You can just walk away. This doesn't concern you anymore.
I'm sorry, bitch.
Oh, darling. You killed Wilma. Just like that, you killed her. I've never met someone so impulsive. That is so sexy.
Choose a home for your family or buy a new one. Choose where you would like to have your wedding ceremony. Oh, this is exciting.
I now pronounce you husband.
Congratulations! Getting out of your computer remember that interacting with the citizens of Albion is genuinely a reliable way to gain followers.
Here we go. New life together. Hope this marriage has better prospects than my last one. Well, hello, darling. Bit clingy, aren't you? All right then, if you must.
My queen.
Oh, hello there.
My queen and hello, your royal.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Madam. Greetings, your majesty.
The Queen would like to ignore us.
Nothing to report, your majesty.
All this hand-holding better be worth it, sweet cakes.
Please, you've got to help me. I'm so worried.
I was wondering if I would get my hand back.
Run!
What the...
Ah, no! No! Get away from me!
Don't hurt me, please. I'm begging you. Come on then, love. Give us a shag. Come on then, love. Give us a shag. This is for you, dear. Just a little something to remind you of your husband. You're thoughtful. All right, darling, if you like. I was hoping that was what you were thinking. It's all I'm thinking. Come on then, love. Give us a shag. Oh, yeah. So good to be with someone who can keep up.
Oh, you bad boy!
Who else gives it to you like that? Better not be anyone.
You love it! Oh, oh.
Well, that's it then. I'm gonna be a dad. Wow! You're a strikingly handsome lad. Wonder who you get that from. Look, I took the money you gave me, and I bought you a gift. Pretty thoughtful, eh? Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. I like you, sweetie, quite a bit. I can't help being attracted to you. You are just too amazing, sweetie. Well, hello, darling. That's very nice, love. Very nice indeed. You're the best, darling.
Look at this! You're gorgeous. Oh, Huh?
Thank you. Ooh. Oh, you're a saucy one, aren't you? I like it.
Well, this place could do with anything, really. Some decent furniture would be a start. You should think about purchasing some. Unfortunately, I cannot better this house. Fortunately, no one could. It has attained the zenith of beauty and value. Welcome to the sanctuary.
Okay, we're gonna have a little break. So I'm gonna have to play it off stream and wait until I get a certain amount of gold to carry on.